The Race Spec Elite Series is back after a short mid-season break, and today we are in Austria. Having its first Grand Prix in 1970, the Red Bull Ring is a short track at only 4.318 kilometers in length. The track does come with some tricky corners though, including the hairy turn 9 being a fast right-hander where drivers will trust that their car will stick to the track or end up in the wall at high speed. Will we come to see some hard but fair racing just like Leclerc and Verstappen this year? I can't wait to find out. This track is a driver and fan favourite. Welcome to Austria. That's right, welcome to Austria, back from a short break. We are at the Red Bull Ring and drivers are already heading out on their laps. As usual, we'll probably just get some siders in before trying to set our fastest laps. But this is one of my favourite tracks, and I'm sure it's one of everyone's favourite tracks that's driving now and watching now, as it's high speed, short in length as said in the intro, but there are some great corners, great overtaking, and it's always very busy with a lot of action involved. So I'm looking forward to today's race immensely. 13 runners today, or drivers as I should say. El Tonki the top there, we've got Andre Jumpalainen, our tactics specialist as he's come to known as. Lewis Plevs, Miku 40, so both Renault drivers are here today. Spilly, F1 Amazing Hour, Bullet Boy, Pete Crichton, Crossi and Chapelele. So a pretty good field, 13 drivers, 13 of the best in the race spec family, and it'll be very good to see them go around today. Not as much orange in the crowd as I thought there would have been, although we don't have any Dutch drivers in the field. And so we see the Renault of 40 just going through his paces. He's out on some softs at the moment, so getting a look in on the soft tyres. We'll bring up everyone's. They're fitted at the moment. As we go on board with the Renault driver. Renault sounds a little bit different to most of the other cars in this year's edition of F1 2019. I don't know if you like the sound of the Renault. A few people don't. I've heard mixed reactions. And 40's just put down a marker there, and Crossi sets a lap as well. So while all this is going on, let's just have a quick look at the driver standings at the moment. F1 Amazing Hour tops the standings on 187 points. Going to be extremely difficult to catch him for the rest of the competition, that's for sure. As we have Jumpalainen in second, he has Jumpalainen over Bullet Boy, who's on 84, so he'll be looking to make up some points today. And Plevs 40. They're in 4th and 5th, both racing today as well. We don't have eye contrast today, one of the first times he's missed, so he'll be missing out on some points. Pete Crichton and Miku are here though, 51 and 40, so we do have 7 of the top 8 involved today, so that will be very interesting. See if they can make a move on their opposition, and we'll go over to the constructor standings. And in the constructor standings, Alfa Romeo on top, of course, with all of Amazing Hour's points. But Renault has made a gap to Racing Point now, 148 to 109. Haas closely behind the Racing Point team. McLaren down in 7 points in last. So though I don't even think there's a McLaren on the track, so that'll probably stay at 7 today. So not good for McLaren. Williams on 52, going all right there as well. Ferrari are going to be missing our contrast today, that is for sure. Back to the track, as Pete Crichton now is on top with a 104.4. F1 Amazing Hour has done a 104.43, so only 0.03 between those two at the moment. They're currently in the pits as we're on board with Spilly, who's set a 104.8, so those top 4 all in the 104s. Will we see a 103 for quali? 102 I think is unlikely, a 103 maybe. They've all done softs. The only ones who've gone out on mediums is Miku, and Lewis is out on mediums as well, and Andre's just having a look on hards. Bullet Boy's done a couple of laps on hards as well without setting a time, so just Want around the track, have a look how it feels at the moment. I've heard that it will be dry for the race. So a nice dry, fast Austrian Grand Prix. As you see Miku heading down the straight in the Williams. Fairly consistent runner this year, Miku. Doing well for Team Rocket Williams, that's for sure. El Tonki in the pits as well. Let's see if we can ride on board with someone. 40 is on an out lap. Let's ride on board with Pete, who just kicks up a bit of dust going slightly off track there. And we'll go on board, get some telemetry as well. We're on board with the Mercedes driver Pete, a contender for Amazing Hour. Let's hope so. Coming down, it's important to get a nice break here on this sweeping right-hander. Get on the power early so you can power up this hill. Coming around, another sweeping left-hander. Important to keep the minimum speed up here. And then you've got to come with the apex a little late on this one. Set yourself up, and this is the fast right-hander. If you take it with a good amount of speed, you can make up a lot of time in your lap. Easy to muck up though. Oh, on the ripple strip, and he has. Oh, lucky he got a hold of that one before he hit the wall. Could have ended his qualifying there, but that's what I'm talking about. High speed, edge of your seat stuff. And this is his quali lap. I think he compromised it too badly, losing speed on that second last corner. Coming up the hill, he does have a car in front of him. And we're hitting 327 clicks there, locked up. That'll cost him a lot of time. And getting back up to speed now, hit the DRS zone. Such a short lap, this one. Great viewing for the crowd, very picturesque. Rack, oh, he's locked the front right badly. Spilly, maybe distracting him there. And is Spilly's on an out lap. And yeah, he's mucked his lap up there. Didn't like where the racing point was on the track, but that will cost him. We'll follow him right to the end of the lap, and then we'll move on to a different driver. See if he handles the high speed of this one. Oh, still getting out of sorts and straight back into the pits. So that was a compromised lap for Pete. He may have a little steam coming out of his ears inside that helmet, creating a bit of a sauna. As we've got Crossy in front of 40 here. 40 looks like he's on a lap, but no, he's stopped now as well. As Crossy trying to get out of his way. F1 Amazing Hour into the last corner. Getting his Alfa Romeo over the line on soft tyres into pole 104.17. Will we get into that 103s by the end of two here? What do you guys think? Well, 40 here. His lap was compromised, so maybe getting ready to actually go for a lap, or is going into the pits? No, going straight into the pits there. Chapalele is on an out lap. Spilly, is he on a quick lap? Looking like it. Oh, just wide of the apex there, and oh, nicely touched the apex on that one. Let's see what he can go over on. He goes up into 5th, the 104.5. Going to be tight here. We've got 2nd to 5th. There's only 0.2 between them. Even John Polainen's a 104.61. Here's the Haas driver, John Polainen. Had a mixed year, had to get creative with some strategies this year, and it's paid off for him handsomely with a couple of podiums coming from the back of the field. He slowed right down, so either his lap was compromised or he's made a mistake. Getting ready to go again, it looks. Got 8 minutes left in this qualifying. We'll stay on board with John Polainen. Comes over the hill into that fast right-hander. Got to get this right to set it up. No, into the pits. Levs, like he's coming out. Miku crosses the line. 7th, he improves to 7th, 104.7. Because it's such a short track, the distances between the drivers' times is quite short, and any little mistake can set you down that pecking order significantly. So I do expect some of these times to fall, and a few people jumping around in the order. Generally this year Pete has been quite a good qualifier. It'll be interesting if he can keep that up as well. Got 2 drivers out on medium still. Andre and Bullet Boy is out on mediums as well, so he's keeping his powder dry. Just for one glamorous lap at the end maybe, or on a different strategy, we'll have to find out. Haven't seen Lewis in the Ferrari as yet. Let's have a look at how he's going. Oh, we're straight over the river strips, that's where he's going. Off-road. Put it in full drive. And let's see, looks like he's gonna start a hot lap here. Or that was his hot lap and he got a bit hairy. The 105 flat. Interesting to see if he'll try and get another one on those softs if he had enough fuel. He won't have enough ERS, I don't think. And that's the interesting, we'll see it during the race. It is an interesting part of this track is ERS management. There's so many good places to use your ERS. You need to save it in certain places. A couple of important overtaking zones. If you use too much in those zones and don't get the move done, you're gonna have to back off, reset, get ready to have another go again. But ERS management is such an important part of F1 racing at the moment, including online in the Elite Series. It's people who manage their ERS definitely have an advantage in race pace. That's for sure. As the Racing Point gets out of the way of the Ferrari. Will he have enough? He might have enough. He's been managing it well on this, and he's going into the pits. Levs, he'll want to improve on a 105.1. He can go faster than that. Let's see if he can. And we go across the line with the Renault driver, 5th, the 104.5. So, just beyond his teammate, about 1/100th of a second. Chapelele put in a good lap while we were chatting there and following a couple other drivers, a 104.509. That is not a bad lap at all. Sorry, I'm just showing you the pits there. We're on board with 40. And Spilly, is he on a hot lap? It looks like he is also on a hot lap. He's gotten off the track, letting 40 through. Don't think that would have compromised him too much. We'll have to wait and find out. Taking that one nicely, using all of the curb. Using every inch of this track is 42.2. See how he takes this one. He's got 86 ERS, so I think he's dropped off his ERS, getting ready to do a hot lap here. Now he's going back in. Could have got distracted there. I'm not sure. 4 minutes left. I do expect everyone to really go hard. Probably with about 2 minutes left, we'll see a train of drivers trying to get out there to set their best one. Putting it all on the line. If they hit the wall, not too worried about it. Those engineers can work wonders in 10 minutes. Less than that to the start of the race. They can rebuild the entire car. As we're on board with Spilly, 104.593. The Ferrari driver is in front of him. Will he get out of the way? He's using all of his ERS. He uses the slipstream there to get a bit of a tow. Smart driving from the Racing Point driver. Takes that one nicely as well. This could be a good lap from Spilly. Late on the apex there. Got to keep that minimum speed up. Not go on the grass there. Nicely done. Down into 5th. And using all of the track in the 6th, 7th. Coming up to the fastest corner on the track. Using some of the curb. Hitting that apex nicely. Well done. And he's hit that one. Oh, he's hit it a bit hard. That could cost him some time. Not as fast as he could have been on that last corner. And a 104.4. That could have cost him second, actually. Now, he did hit that one quite hard. A fine margin on that last corner. Whether you put your car in the air a little bit too much, you can get that right-hand tyre just sort of just to the right of the yellow sausage curb. You can go real fast through there without incurring a penalty. Saying that, if you get that wrong, you can launch your car into the air and cost you a lot of time, even going off the track to the left. We're on board with Williams. Miku is using his ERS, so this is a hot lap. He's also nearly out of petrol, so let's see what he can do here. He's going to the pits. Probably didn't have enough fuel to complete that lap and go around again, get into the pits and get back out. So most of the drivers are in the pits at the moment. Will Spilly, he'll get in time to come out. Such a short lap, you can get in and get out quickly enough. And Lewis is dropping his 6th, 104.5. I don't know if he won't be able to get back around and in for a last crack. Pete's come out earlier than a couple of the others. Jumper Lining went out with him. The others still in. So we've got Pete, 40, Jumpalainen, and Andre will go on board with those 4 guys before we hit the others to see what fast laps they can do. I'll be interested to see if Pete can make inroads on Amazing Hours time of 104.173. Just come out of the cockpit for a little bit there, and we'll do a bit of a half-half in the broadcast of this lap. The Mercedes driver still in the pink helmet, coming around, and he's about to start his lap. Here we go. What can Pete do? As looks like Lewis is done. He's going to be a 104.5 is his fastest. Coming up the hill in the Austrian forest. Beautiful scenery there. Important corner to get right here. You need a good exit speed. That's not too bad. Right onto the DS, right on the line. Miller, second perfect there. DRS activation. Not going quite as wide as the others. Locks up on the right. That may have cost him a little bit of time there. We've got Jumpalainen out as well. Oh, he's been caught up behind Spilly. Has he? Did that hamper him? I'm not sure. Looks like Pete will stay where he is. Didn't improve on his 104.4. Let's stay on board with Jumpalainen and see if he can improve. That's a nice corner there, the last one. Andre is out. He must have made a mistake or crashed. Jumpalainen a 104.6, so he'll start no better than 9th. Got Plebs, let's see if Plebs can get up the order. The Renault driver, he needs to get up near his teammate who's in 3rd at the moment. Oh, takes that extra wide, and he's made a huge mistake on the last corner. He won't be improving. A 104.5 for him. 40's in the pits. Amazing Hour, doesn't need to go better. Chapalele, let's see what he can do. Oh, he's taken that very tight. That could have cost him some time. Awkward into the last corner. And he doesn't improve either. 104.5. That is everyone except for Miku, who's going to come over the line. Can he improve on 7th? No, he cannot. That will be our order for this race. Amazing Hour on pole. He actually did a 103.88, so getting in the 103s like I wanted. The others in the 104s. And we will be getting ready for the race now. Let's read out our pole sitter. Amazing Hour. Pete is on the front row with him, as he usually has been this season. 40 Spilly, Chapalele, and then Lewis, Miku, and Plebs. So Plebs would be disappointed down there in 8th. Jumpalainen also should be disappointed with a 9th there. Crossy 10th, rounds out that top 10 point scoring positions for pole. Altonki 11th, not a bad lap from him, a 104.9. Andre, and then Bullet Boy last on mediums. Alternate strategy. Love the alternate strategy. Bullet Boy, let's see what he can do. Coming from the back of the grid, wants to make some places up at the start. Very interesting. That'll mix it up. That'll make for good commentary at least. Let's go to our intro. We'll see you on the backside of this for our formation lap. Welcome back. We're on our formation lap. I don't know about you, but that anthem gets me pumped every time. Every time I hear it, I'm like, it's race day. Let's go. Love it. They should keep it forever because it is the best. I don't care what anyone else says. If you don't like it, you're wrong. As we're on board with Amazing Hour. Pole position for Amazing Hour once more. Keep grinding in the Mercedes. It'll be interesting to see what happens. The first two corners of this Austrian Grand Prix can be tied into that first one, and then that very slow second corner where you got to slow right down can also be interesting. Can catch a few people out. Their brakes aren't up to temperature. Should be those. These guys are the Elite Series. They should be warming up properly. Should have tyres and brakes ready to go. It's going to be a good race. The grid looks a little mixed up from our usual order that we're used to this season. Plevs down in 8th, Jumper Line in 9th. Crossy, he's quick, he's intense as well, so they'll be looking to make up some positions, but it's going to be an interesting race. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to guys making a few moves, dancing around the track. Alfa Romeo in pole position, Mercedes starting next to him. Interesting to see if that Mercedes can get up on the inside at the start of this race. We've got a perfect view for the start. And our last driver, Bullet Boy, just getting into position now. And we're about to go racing. There we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Racing at the Red Bull Ring. Looks like Amazing Hour got a pretty good start. The Renault got a good start as well. Mercedes had a shocking start. Will he try and keep that inside line? 40's gone around the outside. And he spun. Mercedes has spun. Levs, he's gotten up field as well into 6th. Terrible start for Pete. He's spun. I don't know if that was 40 or not. We couldn't see just over the hill. We were still on Amazing Hour. And Chapelele just going around the outside of Lewis there. He's had a fantastic start as well, up into 3rd position. But Amazing Hour and 40 have got away here. I'd love to know who tagged that Mercedes and got him spun around. Lock up from the Ferrari. A few people have changed positions here. Andre got a move done there on Altonki. But we're still on board with Plevs here. Lewis, let's go on board with this Ferrari. He's in 3rd and he has Chapelele right behind him, just chasing down the gearbox. But it's a great start for Amazing Hour. Already a second up on 40, and 40 is a second up on Lewis. So they've had brilliant starts. Really good start for Amazing Hour on 40. But this is Lewis trying to shake Chapelele, the Haas driver. Miku's had a good start. Plevs had a fantastic start. 9th up to 6th. Billy, let's get the position change up on the screen so you can see. Crossy also had a good start. 10th up into 8th. Bullet Boy, he's had an amazing start. Last up into 9th. Going well on those medium tyres. There's wheel to wheel around this corner. And he's pushed him off the track slightly, but that's all fair in love and war. And Lewis holds that 3rd position. Miku looking to take advantage of the scrapping between the Ferrari and the Haas. He's just keeping his powder dry. Haas trying to go in there, around the outside. That's not going to work there. Not going to work at all. And Miku takes massive advantage of the Haas, trying to get it done around the outside. That's not the place or the way to get that move done. He's lost out seriously, locking up. And Chapelele's down into 5th now. Plevs now on the back of Chapelele, trying to keep touch with this initial train. Amazing Hour, 2 seconds over 40 now. And Lewis 2 seconds behind 40. So this is doing is helping Amazing Hour and 40. Well, Tonki, 3-second time penalty already for warnings going over the curbs. Stay on board with this lead train here that is behind Lewis. Under pressure from the Williams. He's been under pressure the whole time, trying to get the cut back. And Mickey's done. That's a perfect move. Going around the outside, cutting back. And the undercut has worked. He's going to hold his position into this corner. Will he hold that inside line? He does. The Ferrari not doing anything silly there. Doesn't want to ruin his race already. And this has given more opportunity for Chapelele to make up for his indiscretions previously. Oh, that was close. That was extremely close between the Williams and the Ferrari. Looked like Lewis got a better exit on that corner, and it looked like they nearly touched wheels. That could have been disaster for both drivers. And it looks like most of the grid now is traveling along quite well. Spilly lost out at the start there. He's gone down to 7th. But we've got some great scrapping here between 3rd, 4th and 5th. And it does look like Chapelele is going to make that move on Miku. So they're interchanging constantly, these three, having a great battle. Lewis is going to get away a little bit here. Can he build a little bit of a gap, give himself some breathing room? He's been under stress for the last 3 laps. DRS is open now, of course, so we are going to see some moves being made. But Plevs, like he's under pressure from Spilly right behind him. Spilly all over the back of Plevs. He's going to try and go around the outside here. Is he going to get that move done? He holds his line. Plevs holds it, gives him room. Gentlemanly effort there from Plevs. And we've seen a move from Miko on Lewis as well. So Lewis is down into 5th. That puts Chapelele back up into 3rd. This train of 7, I can't keep up with them. They're just interchanging constantly. This is great racing from all of them. Being very respectful to each other as well. We haven't seen too many incidents. Everyone's getting quite close, but not close enough to spin each other around. They come down to this faster. Oh, wide from the Williams car there. Great shot of the cars going over the curbs. As we're on board with Lewis, who wants to get those positions back. F1 Amazing Hour out to a 3-second lead. Chapelele 2 seconds now behind 40. They're going well. Let's look at Bullet Boy's down there. He is going to make a move on Crossy. Is he going to get it done? Oh, it's Carnage. Oh, Bullet Boy is a huge benefactor of that. Carnage was a bit of an overstatement, but a few people touched, and I don't know if we're going to have wing damage or not, but Bullet Boy has just gone up into 6th. Looked like everyone got their elbows out in that second corner where he slowed right down. And I'll be interested to see if we got damage. Plevs, John Palainen sitting there in 9th as well. He was a part of that, but Plevs has lost out massively there. And he does have damage. He's got damage to his left end plate. He's going to have to come in and fix that up. He'll be losing a lot of time. And Bullet Boy is the winner in that one. Chapelele, he's gone right out wide. He's going to come back onto the track. No, he saves it. Oh, he saves it. That could have been disaster. He nearly came back onto the track. And he's rejoining the track. He doesn't have damage, so he can keep going. And Crossy needs to fix himself up. So was he involved with Plevs there? He's changed his front wing. Plevs has stayed out, it looks like. Chapelele, he's lost it again. Tyres are not very damaged from that previous spin, and just need to take it a little easier there. Doesn't look like he's got damage to his wing, so he just needs to wait till those tyres get up to temperature. But Crossy now coming up to Chapelele after his pit stop. And Miku is now in 3rd position after all of that. Bullet Boy right up into 4th. We missed a move on Lewis from Bullet Boy. We're looking at these guys at the back. There's just too much action. I can't keep up with it at the moment. But Bullet Boy up into 4th on those medium tyres, sitting pretty. You can say that. Very much sitting pretty. He'll be looking at a podium for sure from here, as he will have the soft tyres at the end of the race. Lewis is still behind Bullet Boy there. Spilly got a 3-second time penalty. That won't help him at the end of the race. Jompalainen's looking at Plevs. Plevs still under pressure from the loss of that end plate. It looks like he wants to get to the point where he can pit and change these tyres. He doesn't want to have to double stop. That would be a disaster if he did that. So just managing his race on. Chapalele speeding the pit lane. And he has retired his car. So we're down to 12 runners. Plevs just trying to get around, keep up with the pack. He's doing a great job at the moment. Still under a second behind Spilly, and Lewis still just behind Bullet Boy. 43-second penalty. Penalties could come into this race. Everyone is still very close to each other. Be a huge factor at the end. Definitely could be a huge factor, that is for sure. Let's just go on board with our race leader right now. F1 Amazing Hour. He's putting in some hot laps, 4 seconds above 40. Let's see how it's done from the Elite Series leader at the moment. Keeping it clean. He doesn't need to go too hard here. He's got a nice little buffer there. Has to be aware of Bullet Boy. Not too far behind. He's probably 7 or 8 seconds behind. He can make that up. He's quite quick around here when they change tyres. So he'll have to keep that in the back of his mind. That's a good lap again from Amazing Hour in the Alfa Romeo. 40. They're starting to catch him now as well. Maybe those tyres are starting to leave him a little bit. Miku only 1.4, 1.5 behind. Well, in the Williams after scrapping at the start. Oh, apologies. After scrapping at the start with everyone, we had a good little scrap between him, Lewis, Chapalele, who is now out of the race. Bullet Boy up 9 positions from the start. He's kept his powder dry on those mediums. Took advantage of a little stack between Plebs and Crossy and a couple of others up on that second corner, and he's now sitting pretty. Lewis keeping up with him though in the Ferrari. And while we've got a little break in the action because everyone's formed into a little bit of a train and there's a bit of a gap between everyone, let's watch a replay of the start of the race. And the lights go out. And we can see Pete does not get a good start at all. That puts him under immediate pressure. And it looks like the Racing Point got... Oh, he hit the front. It looks like the Racing Point hit the back of the Mercedes. Was that what spun him out? We couldn't quite see over the hill there. As the camera sort of left us there. But it did look like the Racing Point got stuck behind the Mercedes and then hit the back. I don't know if he's got damage from that. He might still be racing around with damage. But an interesting start, and we know what happens from here. Everyone's jostling for positions. We get some great overtaking until around lap 7 or 8. But really good start for a few runners there, and a terrible start for the Mercedes. He's still in it, still looking to come back. Head back to the action. And we're still with Lewis here, who is behind Bullet Boy. Bullet Boy is only 0.8 behind Miku. Miku is catching 40 ever so slightly. Probably about 0.2 a lap at the moment. We can see Pete and Andre on the hards. Crossy's also gone onto the hards after stopping early, so he'll be trying to make those hards look. Amazing Hour's got a 3-second time penalty. So Bullet Boy can keep it clean. That could come to his advantage big time at the end of the race. A 3-second penalty to Amazing Hour. Little error from the champ. We'll see if that comes back to bite him at the end of the race. Bullet Boy having a fantastic race. He's the danger here, it looks like at the moment. 40 dropping off the pace, and now Miku right up the back of that Renault. Those tyres may have fallen off the Renault, and the Williams will be looking Maybe taking care of them a little better. Go on board. Oh, and he's going to make a move here. And is there contact? Oh, a little bit of contact. Not quite, but the Renault loses out. Now Bullet Boy's all over the front. All over the back, sorry, of the Renault as well. He'll be wanting to get that done too. And he does. And it looks like 40's into the pits. 40's gone into the pits. He's had enough of those tyres. And he wants to pit for probably a set of maybe mediums or hards. And what takes his fancy. It looks like he is now on the mediums with 24 laps to go. Bullet Boy. He's on, making a move on Miku. They leave each other space. Well done. Great maneuver from Bullet Boy there. Gets it done. Respectful for Miku as well. Probably realizing that's not his fight at the moment. Lewis has come up to the back of them as well. So Miku and Lewis are going to duel again. Andre gets a 3-second time penalty. But it looks like Miku and Lewis are going to go at it again. And renew their small rivalry from the start of this race. They're still out there, 11 laps. He's got some damage, we know that. Still going in 6th, keeping in touch, so it's actually going okay. Jumpalainen is up into 5th now. As Miku comes into the pits, he'll be looking to change, and Lewis stays out. So we'll see if the undercut works for a couple of people here. We know that who came in first there? 40 came in first. And it'll be interesting to see if he has undercut by changing onto those mediums. How much faster were they? And he is. It looks like he's past Miku. He is past Miku, so that was a good pit from 40. That undercut was worth about 1.5 seconds. So guys who are coming in now are going to take advantage of that undercut. As Andre gets another 3-second time penalty. But those softs look dead, and guys should be coming in. Plebs has pitted. He has a new front wing that looks like it's got all of its parts now. He'll need to start making a charge up the field. Billy's on the hards in front of him. They'll be slower. Hopefully he can get that move done. There's Miku trying to chase 40 down from that pit stop. Jumper line, and he's in the pits now. No, he's still going. Bullet Boy now leading the race. Hasn't pitted though. Amazing Hour, Lewis have both come in as well. Jumper line is staying out. And Amazing Hour, he was sitting for a long time. Did he have a penalty? Lewis is right behind Amazing Hour. He had a 5-second penalty. What was that for? That's interesting. He was out in front all by himself. Wonder what that was for, but that's made the race extremely interesting now. He's come out on the mediums in the middle of the pack, just behind his teammate Altonki, but he was standing still for a long time in the pits, and Lewis is right behind him. And that means I think 40 is now leading this race. Because he's the one at the front who's pitted. Just double check. I don't want to make a mistake and get... But yeah, 40 and Miku are ahead of Amazing Hour, so he's got some work to do now. Got to get past El Tonki, Miku, and then 40. So 40's leading the race at the moment, so I wonder what that penalty was for. We'll have to ask Amazing Hour after the race and find out why he was sitting so long in those pits. Lewis gets a 3-second time penalty. Everyone's getting penalties here. If someone could keep it clean, they're going to make up a lot of spots. As it looks like Jumpalainen comes in the pit, and he's dropping right down to 7th at the moment. This has worked out brilliantly for Bullet Boy. He's going to be last to first. Got a 17-second gap at the moment. He's going to be on the soft tyres. He's going to come back at everyone at the end. This is going to be a great finish, I think. Really good finish. Miku all over the back of 40 as they resume hostilities. Lock up from 40 on the right front. That won't do it any good. Need to keep these to the end of the lap. Won't do your race any good if you're locking up. in this early part on the mediums. I think he's just dropped back a little bit there. We see Amazing Hour. Well, Tonki's lost out to Amazing Hour and Lewis. Amazing Hour tracking down Miku. Let's stay with our championship leader, Amazing Hour, and see if he can get it done. Altonki, 3-second warning. So Amazing Hour needs to charge back up the field after having a bit of a pit stop issue with his team. And it's cost him a lot of time. Way more than... It looked like he was steady for 5 seconds, but it looks like he was in there for a lot longer. 40 and Miku. Here they go, side by side. And into this curved right-hander. Oh, they've locked up and they're going to touch. They've touched and 40's around. 40's gone around. He locked up and went a bit wide. Miku's trying. It looked like he was trying to give him a bit of room, but 40 just went straight across the front of him. That'll be an interesting one for the stewards. Looked like 40 just went in way too hot, maybe. Locked up the fronts. Cut across Miku. Now, does Miku have damage? That'll be the interesting thing. Doesn't look like it. If he does, it might be very light damage, but that's cost 40. He was in a great spot with Amazing Hour getting that penalty. He's down in 7th now, and he's under pressure from... No, he's got damage. Does he have damage? 40's out. He's retired his car. So Bullet Boy at the front. Miku going to come under pressure from Amazing Hour now. 1.3 seconds. Let's see how long he can keep in front of the Alfa Romeo. Jump a line and putting pressure on Lewis as well. We'll stick with this one at the moment. We'll come back to Amazing Hour when he gets a little bit closer. But the Haas on the Ferrari right up the gearbox. He's going to jump out. And it looks like he'll get that move done easily. Oh, will he? As he stays on that inside line. And the Ferrari's going to have to slot back in. Wait for another day to make his move. Oh, looks so close to the back of the Haas. Looks like he maybe lost a little momentum there. Jumper line and out of that corner. Lewis goes straight across those curbs. That would have cost him a little bit of time. He needs to keep on the back here so he can make a move down this straight. He is close enough. Here we go. Go on board with Ferrari. Lewis. He's got DRS on jumper line and doesn't look like he's close enough to make a move. He's going to have to make it up this hill. DRS activates there. Here he goes. Not even using the ERS. And it looks like he's going to get that move done. Got 80% ERS, so doing well there. And now it is John Polainen's turn to make a move as we see the Ferrari lock up. Amazing Hour. Then we come back to him. And he is hunting down Miku. We've got two battles going on here at the moment. Plebs is also looking at Spilly. 0.7 seconds behind him, but we'll stay with Amazing Hour going after Miku. He's going to want to put some inroads into Bullet Boy. It's currently 16 seconds. Bullet Boy's ahead by, so that's more than a full pit stop. I mean, a pit stop is longer than that. And with the RS, go on board with the telemetry up as well. And changes it to 0 around that corner, pumps up. DRS, he wants to get the move done here. Let's see if he can get it done. Around the outside, he's going to hold that line on the outside. Bit too fast for Miku there, down that straight. And he gets in front enough, and you can see that Williams in the mirrors. And now Amazing Hour has clear track to chase down Bullet Boy. And that's going to be the story of today. Will Amazing Hour be able to chase down Bullet Boy enough? It looks like, based on the timings, Bullet Boy's tyres are starting to go. And he will need to catch Amazing Hour on the softs. It's 15.4 seconds, so that's less than it was before. He needs to get to, looks like around that 10 laps to go. Looked like the best. Based on other people when they were pitting and how much time they were losing compared to other drivers. Maybe 11 laps. So we're currently on lap 20 of 36. So not too far away from Bullet Boy pitting. And let's see what he'll be able to do on those new set of boots. The red boots he'll be taking, and he'll be chasing Amazing Hour. As Miku slowly dropping back. Got good pace though today, Miku. Very good pace in that Williams. I dare say this could be one of his favourite tracks, but he's quite quick around here compared to some of the other drivers. Lewis is now 3 seconds behind Miku. And Jumper Linen looks like he wants to have another shot at the Ferrari. Plebs behind Spilly as well. Bit of a gap then between Spilly, Plebs, Crossy. Crossy's 9 seconds behind Plebs. And Pete, after that first lap incident for him, he's in all sorts down there in 11th behind Andre. 11 seconds behind Andre. But there's points to be had here. We've got 11 drivers left. Top 10 get points. As we know, a good opportunity to get some points on the board. Move yourself up. We know that midfield pack is very tight in the driver standings. And what's keeping the Renaults above the racing points is probably driver consistency. They tend to always be in the race. That hasn't happened here today with 40 having to retire his car. Completely spinning out. Locking up on the inside, having a battle with Miku. As here we go, Jumper Linen making the move. Oh, bit of contact. Oh, elbows out. Wheel to wheel racing. Gonna have another crack around this one. There's still wheel to wheel. And a little wide there for the Ferrari, and the Haas has yielded. Just couldn't keep it going. Probably going to lose out on the next corner anyway. Good racing from those two. Very, very precise. Just takes one little mistake and they can both go round, but nice hard racing. Which is what we like here. Race Spec Esports. Hard racing but fair racing. And that's what we're getting here today. Miku takes over Bullet Boy. He probably didn't want to be behind Miku, but he's now back out onto the track on the soft. So different tire to everyone else. He's managed to get in front of Lewis and he's in the podium at the moment. And he'll be hunting down Amazing Hour. Really a 3-second time penalty under pressure from Plebs, making a few mistakes. We'll come back to the top as we see Plebs. He's right behind Spilly here now. Got the inside. He's going to get this move done. And Spilly's going to cut back underneath him again. Hards versus mediums here. That's a terrible view. We'll switch over to Spilly's view. He's on the inside of this corner. This is what's been catching a lot of people out, and he decides not to push his luck there and come behind the Renault and have another crack a little bit later. And it looks like Plebs has got this move done for the moment, but Spilly doesn't want to give it up just yet. And we're going Bullet Boy. He's eating into Miku. Only 0.8 behind him now, 0.7. Stay with Spilly for a second here. As these two are going to come blow to blow. I feel maybe not this DRS zone, but the next one. Bullet Boy's right behind Miku. Will stay with this podium. And Bullet Boy up on the inside. Miku gives him room and they go through. Bullet Boy is clean air now to Amazing Hour. 2.2 seconds behind Amazing Hour. Will he be able to make that up on these soft tyres? He pitted a little early. He's got 13 laps more to do. And Lewis, Jumper line and exchange as well. And Spilly hasn't been able to get past Plebs. So we have these little skirmishes going around the Red Bull ring at the moment. Jumper line, and we want that place back off Lewis. The DRS works extremely well around this track. There's a lot of track position changes as we have seen so far today. It puts pressure on everyone. Gee, a big lock up there from Jumper line, but it puts pressure on everyone. And fastest lap, Bullet Boy just setting down a marker. He's going to get Amazing Hour here. It's under a second. He's got DRS. Let's stay with this front two. This is where the story is. Bullet Boy last. Will he be up into first soon? So he'll want to get past him as soon as possible because he needs a big gap on those soft tyres and hope that they don't fall off right at the end. Be interesting Got a great subplot here between the different tyres and the laps that these two drivers can do. Little lock up from Bullet Boy pushing, but it's down to 0.5. Lewis being back on Jumper Line, and they're side by side again. And Jumper Line gets that move done, so now he's going to be in 4th position as they scrap. They both want to catch up to Miku, who's not far up the road, only a couple of seconds. Bullet Boy, here he goes. 0.2 behind Amazing Hour. Let's go on board. He's going to have DRS into this one. He's so much quicker on those new softs. Now he's going to have to decide where he's going to make this move. Is it going to be here or is it going to be on the next one? He has a little look. It's going to be the next one. I think he feels good traction out of that corner. Amazing Hour. He's going to fight for this position. He doesn't want Bullet Boy to go past him. And he squeezes. Squeezes. And they're going to go around. And Bullet Boy undercuts. Nicely done. And we'll stay on board with Bullet Boy. This is going to be interesting into this corner. We've seen 2 crashes here already. Bullet Boy going to hold on to this or yield and come back at him. Always either leaving each other room. Nearly touched. I think he's in the lead now. I think Bullet Boy's in the lead of this race. No, Amazing Hour will not give this up. Wheel to wheel still around this. This is about the 4th corner. They've been wheel to wheel. Waiting for them to come around here. Amazing Hour. He's had to give it up. And Bullet Boy is leading the Austrian Grand Prix in this Race Spec Elite Series. And now the question will be, can he build a big enough gap on those tyres and keep them intact for the rest of this race? He's got 10 laps to do that. Amazing Hour. We know he fights and he won't be letting this one go. He'll be wanting to keep as close as he can. So I think he'll feel that these mediums will come back to him over those softs. Jumper Line and making a bit of time up on Miku as well. He's going to come under pressure from the Haas driver, who's had a good race. Definitely had a good race in that flame black helmet. Looks great with the rich energy livery, which is no longer. And Plevs, he's under pressure from Spilly again here. He just can't seem to lose that racing point. Spilly does have a few time penalties though, which is not in his favour. Behind them is Crossy and El Tonki racing fairly consistently back there. Andre as well. And Pete, he has eaten into Andre's time, so he'll be looking for some points here. It's taken about 6 seconds out, so he could catch up to Andre at this rate and get some points for the Mercedes team. And it's out to 0.6 now between Bullet Boy and Amazing Hour. Let's see what he can do. Jumper Line and catching Miku as well, so we'll keep track of these 2 little battles that are going to go on. And I know Jumper Line, and he loves a podium, and he'll be wanting one today over Williams driver. He's had a great race. I said that before. Miku, fantastic race today I felt from the Williams driver. Really consistent. Have to wait for the steward's inquiry into that incident with 40. For me, they were side by side, and 40 went in a little too hot. It did look like Miku was trying to give him some room, but locking up. And probably lucky not to take them both out, but we'll wait for the steward's decision on that. As we have a yellow flag. Where is that yellow flag? If someone's come off. Sure, but Plebs and Spilly still going at it. Really all over the back of him. Lewis now cops a 3-second time penalty. Spilly will not let this 6th place go. On a different set of tyres as well here to Plebs. Bullet Boy can't build this gap very much. It's only 6.5 at the moment. F1 Amazing are just keeping in that DRS zone. That's the key. 3 of them on this track. If you can keep in that DRS, it's hard to shake that guy from behind, as Plebs is finding out here. 3 DRS zones can tail someone quite well, even if you're not quite as quick as them. At the 0.8 though, Bullet Boy nearly breaking the DRS toe of the Alfa Romeo. Meanwhile, the Williams under pressure from Jumper Line, and Mickey will not want to give this podium up. He's got 8 laps left to hold the Haas at bay. Andre, 3-second time penalty. for him as well. So a lot of penalties being handed out here today. It's a tricky circuit to go consistently fast on without copping a penalty. Little lock up there from the Williams. Jump line is going to want to have a look here. Maybe not on this corner. It's so hard to pass on this one. You want to use the DRS to get close enough on this one to use the DRS up the hill here. And this is where you want to get it done. He's going to take the inside. So Miku might want to try and get switch back on him. Taking that inside line. Ooh, close. Good driving there from Miku not to collect the back of the Haas with his wing there, as it looked like Jumpalainen didn't get as good of an exit as Miku. Now Miku's going to have to regroup and come back at him. Lewis 1.7 seconds away from these two, so he does have a little bit of time, a little bit of pressure. As Pete is out. Pete is out. 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. It looked like maybe he crashed, I'm not sure. So El Tonki's going to get some points for that Alfa Romeo team. He's currently in 10th. He's right behind Andre. Looks like Andre made a move on him. Oh, it's Pete. He's in the middle of the track. That put both of them off. In the middle of the track. Even if he was a ghost, that is crazy. He must have crashed into that inside wall, maybe. Lucky both of them. That would have threw me. Hopefully that car's been removed. And 1.8 seconds now between Bullet Boy and Amazing Hour. You can see once that DRS toe is broken, you can really accelerate and get away from that car that's behind you. And it's broken now. It's out to 2 seconds. And Miku, he wants to stay in that DRS toe. Jump a line and showing us his all-round consistency and adaptability here again today, up into 3rd place. And Pleb's down here in 6th. Pretty unlucky. We didn't see the full incident of what happened on that turn 2 corner. We might get some other views after the race if you join in the Discord. But Miku still on the back of the Haas and Jumpalainen. El Tonki having a battle with Andre as well. Let's go see these two guys. This is for 9th. El Tonki won't want to let this go. There's an extra point up at stake here. Not a bad line into that one. That'll keep him close. We want to stay within DRS. So we can make a move up on turn 2. Like most people have been making a move. Spilly's in the pits. Spilly's in the pits. Look at those hards falling off for him. Going on to softs. Probably maybe knew he had a bit of a gap. Crossy's going to go past him now though. They're going to go for fastest. Probably won't get faster than Bullet Boy. Oh, he's gone over the line as well. Lucky he didn't get a penalty there too. Now Crossy, long way behind. Plebs quite a way off behind Lewis. He's got a lot of track to himself now, even on this short one. But Miku, within DRS, locks up again around that corner. He's been struggling on that corner a little bit most of it today. For an Amazing Hour, 3-second time penalty. He's not handling chasing Bullet Boy at all, and he's got 2 of them now. 6-second time penalty, and I haven't called Bullet Boy with a time penalty yet. I may be incorrect, but I don't believe I've seen one for him. Possible one got under my nose though, just escaped me while we were looking at some other battles, but at the moment I've called out 2 3-second time penalties for Amazing Hour and none for Bullet Boy. Huge for Bullet Boy. That puts him 10 seconds in front. He just needs to manage this race now, especially managing those soft tyres. But we've got 4 laps left. And this will be a great win for Bullet Boy, making this alternate strategy work. Starting from the back, taking advantage of the carnage, the chaos in front of him on those first 2 or 3 laps. Getting right up into 4th. And then going on from there. What's really going to cost Amazing Hour here is why he was stationary in the pits. That's the story of the day. We didn't see why. We don't know why. Maybe 5-second time penalty if you're speeding in the pit lane. You don't take that straight away. So very interesting to see what it will be for. I mean, it could have been for that, but generally you don't take it straight away. Maybe he did speed in the pit lane. It was taken straight away. We'll check after the race. We did miss it. It's Miku. He wants that podium. He wants it back off jumper line, and he's still within DRS zone. It would be great for the Williams to grab a podium here today. Billy's just overtaken Crossy, so that didn't last long. Superior tyres. No match there. Billy getting that move done quite easy, it appears. Honky, he is still within range of Andre as well. He wants an extra point, as I said previously. But F1, Amazing Hour has made time here. He has made time. 1.3 seconds between these two now. He is catching. Are those tyres dropping off for Bullet Boy? Would appear so. Or is he managing those time penalties? Engineers in the pits have probably radioed both drivers to inform them of the penalties. Maybe he's managing the race here, but I would say with 2 laps left, those tyres are 11 laps old. I wouldn't be throwing it away if I was the Alfa Romeo right now, because if he puts Bullet Boy under a bit of pressure, he could cop some penalties himself. And that's going to be the story here, because the top 4 are close together and penalties are going to play a huge part. I mean, Jumper Line has got to be looking at this going, we've got a second here. We've got a second place here on the podium. And Miku as well. I mean, there's only 4 seconds. Miku's got some penalties. I don't know if Jumper Linen does though. I don't think I've called him. I may have. But it's going to be super interesting at the end of this race. As Amazing Hour now within a second, he's back in that DRS, that critical DRS zone, and he is going to come right up to close to the rear end. That Pink Panther Racing point of Bullet Boy. Let's stay on board here. Probably won't get the move done here. We'll have to wait for that last lap. Lewis gets a time penalty. And with these two close together, there is still the possibility of chaos. Is what could happen here. Amazing Hour needs to catch up. It's not just about Bullet Boy anymore. It's about Jumper Line. It's about Miku behind. He dropped right off the podium here. He needs to build a gap. He needs to keep pushing if he can. He's still within DRS, so he's going to build a little gap. Miku, he's going to have a look maybe. Andre disqualified. Too many penalties. He's out. El Donkey will take over his 9th position. Amazing Hour right up the back of the racing point. Is he going to get it done here? Is he going to get it done? On the inside. Oh, and they touched a little bit there. Bullet Boy's kept his car intact though. Now, I wonder if Bullet Boy is aware that he doesn't need to be crazy here. These are the penalties as they're going to go around. He's going to hold that inside line. Amazing Hour slowly trying to nudge him off the track. Racing very fair, these two. Bullet Boy's going to hold position. Right around this sweeping left-hander. You got another sweeping left-hander here before you head into that fast right-hander. Fastest one on the track. Huge G-forces go through your body when you go down on this fast corner. And it looks like the racing point's going to yield, so F1 Amazing Hour will take over in the lead of this race. And Amazing Hour's won, but those penalties have come into play. And, oh, Jumper Liner did have penalties. Miku up into 3rd. Bullet Boy wins. Amazing Hour 2nd. Miku gets on the podium. Through penalties, it looks like. Over Jumper Liner. Levs looks like he's going to come into 5th. A nice recovery from him after that damage on turn 2. Lewis 6th. Some great racing from him today as well. Very entertaining. Lots of overtaking from the Ferrari driver. Very well done. As we see now Spilly across the line. Up into 6th. Lewis, too many penalties. And up to 6 for Spilly. Crossy comes across, and then El Tonki. Gonna be our last driver across the line, but he's gonna take some points. Gonna take a couple there into 9th. But a great race from everyone today. Well done to Bullet Boy. Last 2 first. Taking advantage of some errant driving for Amazing Hour, copping a lot of penalties and that 5-second penalty in the pit lane. Very well done. Top of the podium for the Racing Point driver. Important points for Racing Point as well in their battle with Renault. We'll wait and see the updated standings, but it's going to be very close in the Constructor Championship between Racing Point and Renault. We look forward to that battle continuing next week. Join us next Sunday. Till then, I hope you enjoyed the race. We'll see you next time. We'll just stay here and bring up the final order. There we go. And we can see all those penalties. 18 seconds for Lewis. That's brutal. The Bullet Boy kept it clean. No penalties. Kept it clean, and that was the story of his race. Kept it clean from the back. Kept it clean, racing through everyone else. Clean pit stop. Clean win. We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for watching.